Seek refuge from blinding daylight.
Hello everybody, this is Isaac casting as another pub. This time I'm casting another RD2L series. This is the second game in a series between Based and Blueballed, and the team previously called the Smashers. Now they're called the Blacks, the Browns, and the Yellows. Not sure how I feel about that, but
10 seconds remain.
you know, what can you do? I thought I would skip some of the early bans so that we weren't just sitting here in silence while I stared at an empty screen. The Ench ban, again, coming out. That's probably targeted. Same with the Weaver ban coming out. That's also targeted. Again, no one's banned Hoodwinked. No one's banned Lifestealer. Might be something that would be worth looking into. As well as the Undying ban. At the very least, that seems to be a respect ban on that Brewmaster and a respect ban on that Bane. Last game they banned Pangolier right off the bat, and now they first pick the Pangolier. It's a good hero. Typically played in as a position 2, but I have in the past played it as a position 3. The Bloodseeker ban also makes sense in light of that. That's a miserable hero to play Pangolier into. Your ulti is basically very hesitant to use it if Rupture is still available. Grimstroke picked up again this game. Played by Pisces last game, and he did a good job. Maybe his map positioning at points could have been a little bit better, but I think in general he played quite well.
5 seconds remain. Bam.
Banning out the Centaur, that's a strong hero with the Grimstroke in lane, so that ban, I suppose, makes sense. The Centaur ulti also is, when you're doing Rolling Thunder, you don't like Stampede. Makes it much harder to hit people, and Doom banned out as well. Usually when you do play Grimstroke, you do want to pair him with a melee offlaner who can make a good use of that Inkswell. So probably why they're banning out some melee offlaners now, but they're probably still going to get one in that pick phase. In this next pick phase, I should say.
5 seconds remain. Dire team pick.
Ban out the Razor. It's not bad. It's a good laner against Pango. It makes sense. Honestly, I would have liked for them to ban out the Oracle, though. That Oracle last game made a huge difference. It wouldn't surprise me, honestly, if the Radiant just picked Oracle again this game. But we shall see.
5 seconds remain.
Letting their reserve time tick down a little bit this early into the drafting phase. I suppose they do have plenty of it. But when I played, I usually had some sort of plan for my first couple picks. That being said, my plan was also shit because we lost 90% of the time. What can you do? Besides, you know, cast games later in life and cry about it all the time.
Radiant team pick.
So the Visage comes out. Last game they banned that. This game it comes out in that second phase of picks. Probably a mid? I definitely don't see that being not a core, but it also isn't ideally paired with the Grimstroke. I suppose the Gravekeeper's Cloak really does help you if you, not Gravekeeper's Cloak, Grave Chill, does help you if you want to get in close on people. But I think I would still prefer something else to pair up with the Grim. I like the Dark Willow. Just generally a good hero. Lots of control. The fear is good. The damage on her ult is good if she can put it out onto the Pangolier. That way when he's bouncing around, her ult is also just doing damage.
5 5 seconds remain. Dire team.
Pick again, and they go to the Slardar. This time, taking it away from Based in Blue Bolt and picking it up themselves.
10 seconds remain.
So we know now that this is likely going to be a mid-Pangolier, 4 Dark Willow, and a 3 Slardar. I would probably like them to pick their 5 with their last pick here. I'm also not 100% certain if I like the Slardar pick this game. Mural's always good, but it's a little less good, I think, against the Visage. Again, they're down about a minute, but they have made their pick. They pick Axe. Yeah, no, Axe, Grim. That's what I was asking for. A big tanky melee hero that can run forward, make use of that Ink Swell. Probably a mid Visage as well, so now you know the Visage is matching against the Pango. You know what your off lane is that you're going to be facing here on Dire. Honestly, you probably wish at this point that you could pick a Razor, but there are a lot of other good heroes up for grabs. Lifestealer isn't good against Slardar. You don't want to pick that. But there are still some excellent melee heroes, as well as some excellent ranged heroes. I'm a fan of the Luna in this meta. She's big, she's tanky, she can follow up with the Axe Taunt, with everyone being clustered together. That bounces around a lot. You could also go for something like the Faceless Void, have that Chronosphere. Visage is going to be pumping out the damage. You could just line up for that. They go for the Windrunner. I hate that hero. I hate playing against that hero. It's just so annoying. Like it's so good annoying.
10 seconds remain.
But what can you do? Sometimes
5 seconds remain.
Sometimes people pick that hero, and it makes sense that that hero has, you know, some benefits in other areas. They are Ginger. They are missing their soul. God should give them at least a little something to compensate. My apologies to anyone listening who's Ginger. I shouldn't be mean to you, because God already was. And now after that pick, it looks like the Radiant are struggling to find out what to pick. Honestly, the Windranger pick here is kind of good because you could, in theory, run that as a 4, put the Grimstroke as the 5, and then pick a carry last pick. So it's a little bit hidden, but if the Windranger carry matchup looks good, you can just pick that as well. It is something that is open and available to you. So at this point, yeah, I would pick the 5. I would pick something that brings some lockdown. Or a 4. You could do a Nyx. They pick the Oracle again. Okay. I'm fine with that. I like that. Might run into some problems if Visage decides to just start hunting with that Egg Scepter, or if Windrunner starts hunting as well. But at the very least, they will be able to save people who get taunted by Axe. The Sniper ban, so they think that Windrunner is going to be a support. I am not entirely sold on that, but I do understand why they banned that out. They do have a lot of good sources of jump, though, so I'm not 100% worried about a big ranged core like that coming out. Personally, I would be more worried about the Luna. Alright, so you have the bans coming out on the Lifestealer. It's a good melee core. Would do well with the Slardar, and they don't really want to pick it themselves, so may as well get rid of it. Again, I think if you are going to be picking a carry here, I don't know if Void is something you really want to pick. The Oracle's going to be able to save people in it, but at the very least, it does provide some lockdown for the Pango. You can just chrono the ball, BKB, and hit it. If you're not BKB'd, of course, it just bounces you away. But it is very helpful to do. And they ban out the Sven. It's good. It's a lot of damage. Can also hunt the Oracle, burst him quickly. That being said, from the times that I have played Sven, I have thought he is kiteable. Still plenty of reserve time for the Radiant, so they can just take their time with this. Really think about what they want. They pick right after, so they can just go back to back. Ban one, pick one. Could they pick the Void? They probably don't want to. And they ban out the Chaos Knight. That tells me they're going for something a little bit of range. Could be something like a... They don't want to go for a Drow. The Axe would kill that. Could they be the ones going for the Luna? A lot of physical damage. Works well with the Slardar. Don't want to go for a PL. Don't want to go for really too strong of Illusion Heroes against Axe, and especially against the Grimstroke if he managed to get his eggs up. Also a good reason then not to go the Luna. Faceless Void is still big in my mind here for them. They go for the Spectre, okay. It's a hero with a lot of global presence. Doesn't synergize the best with the rest of the team.
10 seconds.
But I think... Yeah, if I'm being honest, I'm a little confused with how the Spectre hero is supposed to really work. But I think Grimstroke can still make a pretty strong illusion of it. And they go for the Terror Blade. So they're leaning into the illusion counter here. I mean, Spectre obviously has the plan of I just go late, get super tanky, and then carry the game. But I think the Terror Blade is more than happy to match into that. The Wind Ranger is mid. You got the offlane. Wait, is that a support Terror Blade? No, sorry, that's a carry Terror Blade. Clocken was playing the TA last game. Okay, so with that in mind, I'm going to jump to the game, and let's watch how this develops. That's not a good stat. Four wins in a row. You know what, I think they're hacking. I'm kidding, of course. Alright, so let's get up those last hits and denies here in the base. We got Billy Smoocher. He's rolling out on the Pangolier. We got Kingfisher rolling out on that Spectre. Oracle, played by username already registered. He played Oracle last game. Lapse Pacifist on the Dark Willow. And Hulk on the Slardar. We might have another Clash bottom rune. That happened last game. Clocken, Terrorblade, Pisces is again out on the Grimstroke. Gotta leveled up. That's probably fine. The Battle Hunger early on the Axe, and they run right into the Oracle. They see him. Zet is coming forward. He's playing Wind Ranger, and Emphatic is playing that Visage. Sorry, they push forward, but no kills. Hulk gets fairly low. Username already registered dies first. That soul assumption is certainly assuming a lot of souls. Got to be careful about assuming souls on everyone, though. You got a Windrunner on your team. I should stop making that joke. Anyways, Lapse Pacifist also dies. That's a 2-0 lead now for the Dire. Important bits there, and if you look at Visage, that's a lot of damage for a support. You know, Consume the Mango, that's a very high mana cost ability, but well worth it if you're able to get those kills.
No quarter, for none shall be granted.
1, give me Visage. 2, do that. Shame. I guess he's trying to shit talk, but I'm not sure if he did it properly. Okay, so ward out, counter ward out. This is another lane where no one gets the pull, but maybe he drops the sentry ward right on top of their sentry ward and gets that deny right off the bat. So here's the bottom lane. We got Grimstroke and Axe facing up against Spectre and Oracle. In the mid lane, it's Windrunner against Pangolier. Billy Smoocher trying to do his best. He played the Brewmaster last game, did a really good job, so I'm expecting sort of the same from him here. On top lane, Visage and Terrorblade up against the Sladair and that Dark Willow. So we'll see how these lanes develop. It's really going to be tough to be aggressive here on this top lane, just with how much damage the Visage can return back to them. But already out of mana, probably throwing out quite a few soul assumptions. Oh, that's an easy kill. Dying again on the Slardar. It's now 3-0. You got to be careful with how you do these things. Otherwise, the Terrorblade might just get out of control, and you'll be losing towers before you know it. On the bot lane, looks like this is going to be a really rough lane for the Spectre. Again, he knows his plan. It's to go late, but you kind of want to still get a good start. At the very least, the creep wave is pushing in, and they have no way of pulling it yet. That's a good benefit of being in this lane. You can just dispel. Usually as a support, you don't want to try and take last hits, but in this case, you don't have to. So we'll see how this game develops and how these lanes develop. Slardar dies top because Isaac is not paying attention enough and is looking at items instead of looking at health bars. They get a kill. Again, that's just the damage from Soul Assumption. They've gotten the Visage low a couple times, both on HP, but the Visage is also low on mana, which means he's been using a lot of spells. And it seems to be paying off. He's 2-0-2. That's 0-4 on Terrorblade. So he is getting off to a roaring start. 13-9 in the CS. That is a huge amount of denies. That's going to make things very difficult. The hero that they want to be able to do things within that mid game is going to be that Slardar. And if he is behind, they are going to suffer. To be fair, Pango can also contribute to that. And he seems to be doing all right up against this Windrunner. Who goes for the early Belt of Strength. They are a universal hero, so it doesn't matter. And I missed a kill again. They managed to get a kill onto Emphatic. He goes home. His courier stays here, though. And I will pay more attention to the HP bars, I promise. I was not this bad last game. Alright. They seem to be trying to get damage out. Emphatic is back. He has HP. He has mana. He's happy now. Soul Assumption comes off cooldown again. They just kill him very quickly with two of them. Soul Assumption now level 2. That's going to cause some difficulties. Oracle taking some damage, but it's fine. Regenning up behind the tower. Oh, so slowly. Nice deny there. From the Axe. This is a tough lane for them. It's not showing that much in the CS charts so far, but I definitely think there's going to be some problems later on in this game for them. Windrunner, mid lane, not doing so well, but top lane, it looks like more of the same is happening. They're going to just keep crapping out the damage onto the Slardar. He dies, and now they turn onto the Dark Willow, trying to kill her. Maybe could have waited a second, gotten some more damage out, but he had the stick charges in any event. That kill is probably not going to happen. And with how many kills this Visage is getting, they just do not have enough mana to sustain the damage output. Probably spent in small nations GDP and mangoes at this point. It's an excellent pull to help fix things, or help sort out this lane. Deny a wave before Slardar can get back to contest it. He has to walk back. His TP is on cooldown. He bought bracers. He doesn't have boots, so this walk back is extremely long and extremely painful. The weirdly good news is that even though he's level 2, his Dark Willow is level 4. Meanwhile, Windranger has been forced back. They're trading pretty evenly in terms of CS, but it looks like Pangolier has really just surged forward in this lane. No kills, but you certainly don't need them to win the mid lane. Bit of an experience boost. The 6-minute rune is coming up shortly, and now top lane, Grimstroke has made a rotation around that 6-minute mark. A lot of times when a support goes missing, you expect them to be going for the rune, so you're not thinking too much about this, but Pisces is wrapping around. The good news about this as well is that they can try and go for the Wisdom Rune in the event that this is an impactful kill. They find the Dark Willow, they run in on him, but they ignore him. They go onto the Slardar. He's level 2. He's going to stay level 2, dying to the 3 of them. Windranger as well seemed to be coming top, but thought better of it. Has a regen rune bottled. Probably going to preserve that for later. Clockin doing really well on this Terrorblade in terms of last hits, 34 and 14, dominating those CS charts, even doing better than the Pangolier in that mid lane. On the bot lane, Gata seems to be running things here. They are, again, making a push to get those Wisdom Runes, but they seem to have wisened up to their tricks, and Grimstroke is here as well. Trying the best to purge them, but doesn't do so successfully, and now probably running into a little bit of trouble. Having blown their load on the Oracle, they're going to get just pressured. They can TP out now. If they pop their Magic Stick and TP, they're not popping their Magic Stick and TPing. They should pop their Magic Stick and TP, and they do so. And they're able to get out. However, the bottom lane is now getting chipped. Axe, knowing that the Oracle is out of commission for a minute, can just start cutting this wave. I suppose they could rotate over the Pangolier, but he's now showing in the mid lane. Windranger coming top, trying to make something happen. Guts the dive onto Slardar, and Slardar is having a very sad day. But they're not able to get the kill, and despite the fact that he's forced those rotations top, Emphatic takes a lot of damage under the tower. So Slardar lives to be level 4, and maybe one day have dreams of doing something in this game. Rune spawns bottom. Kim Jong, I guess not apologist, but Zet getting gone on. He seems to die here pretty easily. Windrun was on cooldown. Using the Rolling Thunder, just taking him down. And then they tip him on the Slardar. I don't think Slardar is in a position to tip anybody this game, but you know, he's trying. He's trying on top lane as well. But at the very least, with the Visage gone, he is going to be able to just chill and enjoy that lane. Finally get back into this game a little bit, hopefully. On the bot lane, Axe is a full 2 levels ahead of the Spectre, and approximately 1,000 gold ahead as well. That makes things tough. He's a level and a half up. They are trying to put some pressure on him, but I don't think he'll care. Yeah, he just TPs back to the tier 3, not seeing the Pangolier, not knowing exactly where he is, but knowing he's not mid, which is a good call, as Pangolier was moving bottom. Pango trying to get that Diffusal Blade, has the mana boots, doing his best to get as close to it as possible. Helpful. You know, the Diffusal Blade's always good on Pango because of the way Swashbuckle works with it. And now they're making a 3-man rotation towards the bottom lane. We'll see what happens. Axe does not have his Blink Dagger yet. He seems to be going for the Blade Mail first, which is fine. I think they have enough lockdown that they can push him in. They get the taunt off onto the Spectre. However, they silence the Oracle. Oracle can't get in and can't help, but Spectre tries to run, gets burst down by the Visage, and that gets Visage's level 6, so those familiars are out, and that is going to be a giant problem for these squishy supports. Windranger does die again to the Pangolier. What can you do about that? You could probably not die. You could probably try and play differently. But, you know, for now, that's fine. Your team is running over the bottom part of the map anyways. You're probably not too worried. And now they are trying to just siege the bottom tower. They have the catapult there. That's helpful. I guess they don't really counter fort. They fort for their own mid tower that's getting pushed in. And Wind Ranger, she TP's in middle. She might have the idea to make a play here. She's also going for a Diffusal Blade, has a Blade of Alacrity, is chasing down the Pangolier, and does manage to get the return kill. That is huge. And again, they're still lacking, I guess, some levels on their supports on the side of the Radiant. So that's certainly going to hurt. And in they run with that Visage again, getting the stun off, getting the damage off, holding onto that Soul Assumption until the Fate's Edict has faded, and then dropping the hammer. This is good. I think this Visage player knows what he's doing very much with this hero. Only gold tier on it. Expected a little more. Oh, geez. That is, you know, hopefully, or not hopefully, actually hopefully, yeah, fuck that hero. That's a kill on Windrunner, and also a kill on the Visage. Very easy. So even though they are up 3k, this game is still very much anyone's, just based on the ability to jump and the damage that they have. It's a lot of damage coming out onto the Dark Willow. She walks back and clocking, putting in a lot of damage onto that tier 1 tower. Okay, Kingfisher has gone for an Urn. I do like that build. Especially if you got fights like this going on all the time. Klawkin is getting run down. They do manage to kill him. Pangolier just rolls on him. Also gets a kill onto that Grimstroke. This man is a menace. Wind Ranger is going to take away that menace, killing them off. But however, she gets disarmed and then blown up herself. And now the top tier 1 is ripe for the taking. Spectre goes back down towards the bottom lane. Going to be able to farm that out. Has 4 nice shiny Urn charges. I'm not really sure what you build on support Visage. I imagine a Solar Crest is still a good item. Probably should pick that up. At the very least, it'll help Axe. It'll help Terrorblade. Just give him a little bit of save. Maybe 1 defensive item. Axe is going Blink Dagger, 500 gold away. He's in a pretty good space this game. 1,000 gold ahead of his counterpart. About 700 gold ahead of the person he was landing against, so he should be happy with where his game is at. Grimstroke going for that Aether Lens. Helpful. Good item to have. Cast range, always good on supports that are so spell dependent. I'm not sure what is going to come out on this Dark Willow. A Force Staff would be nice. Maybe a Eul Scepter as well to set up for the Bramble Mace, but also to just throw the axe up in the air when he taunts. Started going Blink Dagger, getting closer to that. We'll eventually get to that. And an Aether Lens coming out on the Oracle as well. They do have their 6s on both of their supports now. They had it on the last fight when she was pump faking the fear. I just didn't say that because, I don't know. I have a tier 2 brain sometimes. There's a contest here for that top rune. The Haunt coming in. Zet tries to win run away, but it is not enough. And like I said, that Pangolier with that Bedlam on him, able to do a lot of damage. Probably dying anyways, especially dying without that, but Kingfisher is going for a Blade Mail next. I do like that. When Ranger ults you, you pop Blade Mail. When Ranger disappears. Pango is getting found on this bot lane, but I don't think he's particularly worried. He gets silenced. Axe is trying to run in. Doesn't do anything. Out comes the fear, pushing Axe right back towards the fountain. Not the idea already would have liked to take. He's now rooted. Pops the Blade Mail. Getting a little bit tankier. We'll see what happens here. The Bedlam and the stun is able to kill him off. Throwing out spells left, right, and center. Throwing them at the Dire, and the Dire are forced to back away. They surge into the triangle, and it's interesting to see a Spectre lineup be, this aggressive early on, but I suppose they know their Pangolier is strong. They know their Slardar is getting stronger as well. The disarm on the Wind Ranger, she's stunned out, she cannot do the damage. The Pacifist is getting beat down. That's what happens when you refuse to use violence. Other people apply violence to you. Kingfisher trying to get out. Oh, almost gets the TP out, but they have that shackle shot preventing him from successfully getting away.
Sacrifice upon the altar of chaos.
Pangolier absent from the end of that fight, rightfully so. He's top lane, seems to be going for that Aghanim Scepter.
And now their top tower
A valuable item.
is under siege.
Gonna help make that
Radiant's
Diffusal Blade even more effective. Double damage onto the Windrunner. This could be a very big kill for her. But she actually just walks right past him. Nobody dies on this day quite yet. Or I suppose on this night quite yet. Spectre has that blade mail now, so his farm is accelerating nicely. Still the lowest of the cores, but for the beginning of the game that he had, he's not doing too badly. Again, this guy sent me, the girl sent me the replay and requested that I cast them. So shout out to Kingfisher. However, they are descending on him. They have found him with the Grimstroke, but the Grimstroke realizes his allies are too far away and says, that's pretty spooky. Some drawings coming out on the map.
Radiant's
Not really sure what they're supposed to mean.
fiends.
Pango now has his Ag Scepter hidden. He doesn't want the enemy team to know that he has it. That's some pro play shit. I would not do that. I would just show on the wave with it. However, the Dire are in the Radiance jungle, seemingly looking to put on some sort of pressure.
Dire's
They
middle
probably need their Axe to do that. The Axe is the Blink Dagger coming out. That's what he wants to wait for. But his team is past waiting. They want to try and make something happen. They want to just backdoor this tower mid with the Terrorblade Illusions. It's not a bad idea.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Kingfisher probably doesn't know how close he is, but he goes in. The Zet just dies right off the top. No, he gets to live. Still dies. The Oracle bursts him down. Slardar jumps in, chasing down the Visage. He is pissed about that laning stage, getting the stuns, and he just disappears because of the Swashbuckle. That physical damage increase really does synergize quite well with the Corrosive Haze. Run, little birdie. Run! He gets to live. But again, Spectre getting involved in a kill, using those urn charges to good effect, and helping them get further ahead.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Slardar delayed the Blink Dagger, went for an Orchid, actually. I suspect that would be quite helpful. Certainly going to be quite helpful against the Windrunner. His backpack is a tier 2 token. He should probably use that. Spark of Courage is very good. But there are some tier 2 items, such as Dragon Scale, which are also very good. Pango is being a funny boy, hunting around, being aggressive. He has 1800 gold. A Sentry Ward gets dropped, or a ward gets dropped underneath the Sentry Ward. They go in on to Zet. Get that shackle shot off, connecting to an illusion. Zet now, Windrun on cooldown for another 4 seconds. He has to run, he's out of mana. They're able to just turn and go onto him. The taunt comes out, and it's on to the Spectre. The Spectre gets put under by the Oracle, saving him. Oracle now leashed up, having to run with the Slardar. Probably not the happiest to do that, but taking a lot of damage and disengaging to the best of their ability. They will eventually get caught with the Blink Taunt. They do blink, they do taunt him. He does get Calling Bladed into the river. Blood spilling among the fishes. So, Calling Blade stacks, you got 4. Oh no, that's not it. Am I stupid?
Radiant's middle tower is under fiendish assault.
I feel like you should get... Oh, you know what it is? It's because it's a replay. Kingfisher blaming that fight on ping. They pause. So looking at the state of the game at the moment, Things are pretty groovy. I don't know what item Slardar just bought. Oh, he bought a shard. That's good. Alright, so Slardar has his shard now, has his orchid. That's going to be helpful. Helpful for killing Windrunner. I think a blink would also be helpful, but when you're thinking forward and you're thinking, well, how am I going to fight this Terrorblade? If he pops Manta, which he usually does pretty early on because he wants the extra damage from those illusions with the meta, then you can Orchid silence him. Eul Scepter coming out on the Dark Willow. I do enjoy that. Good item choice. Does a lot of backpack stuff. That's because of the shovel, though. So this is the game. This is where we are. Zet has now fallen down the charts on the Windrunner. Now behind the Slardar, and definitely behind Billy Smoocher. And the game is resuming again. I probably should have just skipped that, but it gave me a good opportunity to sort of catch up with what is going on. Solar Crest, built on Emphatic on that Visage. I was right. I don't know what the next item is going to be. You could also try and build something like an Orchid. You could try and build something like a Rod of Atos. It would at the very least set up for your Visage Bird stuns. But looking at your team, I think you gotta look for something that benefits them.
Radiant's middle tower thunders with blows from their enemy.
Lotus Orb? Maybe? You could build a Lotus Orb. I don't think it would be the worst thing. Especially, you know, you get some armor. That's helpful against Sladair. But oh well. What do I know? Oh, that's interesting. I'm a fan of that. Interesting little bit of synergy there. I didn't consider. Put the Solar Crest on one of your burbs. So both teams at this point, I think, are happy to just farm up for a little bit, or at least they should be. I mean, Axe realistically has everything that he needs, but with Windrunner being a little bit behind, trying to go for a Disperser, they decide not to go for an initiation here. Now they blink Taunt. They go on to Billy Smoocher. Billy Smoocher trying to run away. He gets the roll off, stunning down the Windrunner. She's able to pop Windrun, able to get away. Slardar whiffs the stun. You know, he means well. They're trying their best to just lock down this creature. They do get the Orchid off. That's the reason why you built it, and they get the kill. So, a good kill, an important kill on the enemy team's mid, slippery though she may be. Inspector now is surpassing the Slardar, starting to get up in terms of the net worth, getting closer and closer to that Manta style. Oracle just sustaining the team while they take Roshan, and now they have the Slardar, so they're able to use Corrosive Haze pretty effectively. In terms of the Aegis, I think you do still put that onto the Pangolier. If he had gotten killed at the beginning of that fight while the Oracle was not in range, it would have been a very, very different engagement. So I do think they want to give it to him. What did Visage buy? Tell me I'm right. Oh, it's a shard. Okay, that's fine. It's an excellent shard. Sort of. I actually don't think it's the most effective shard. Restores 25% of health. I'm pretty sure 25% isn't going to help you too much when they have this much damage. The taunt coming out, catching two. The Spectre is getting beat down. He has to run. Terrorblade's in. He's big. He's bad. Pangolier jumps in with no HP. He gets shackle shotted up, getting healed. That's Aegis burnt. Grimstroke is going to be respawning soon. The taunt coming out does manage to catch him, even though he gets the swashbuckle away. Axe caught by the roots, and the silence comes out onto the... I'm not sure if that was the most effective use of silence, but it doesn't matter. Pango getting healed up, birds getting resummoned, and it seems like the Radiant are just going to disengage. The Radiant are going to disengage, but the Dire are pushing forward. Gets the Shackle shot on 2. That's a weird angle. Oracle disappears. Not even enough time for the Axe to Culling Blade them down. Pangolier under the vision of the Dire. He doesn't seem to care very much. He has a Blink Dagger now. Very helpful. Helpful for him to get a jump on the enemy team instead of them getting the jump on him. Axe is going for Lotus Orb. That's helpful. I did say it would be good for someone on the team to get it. And he's going for it, even though maybe the Visage should have instead. Grimstroke getting a Yule's Scepter. That's... I mean, you don't really want to use it to synergize with your ult, because you would rather have your enemy team pressing spells on them while they're ulted. But it's not a bad item to go if you're worried about, say, you know, Slardar blinking and jumping and all that crap. You just throw them up in the air. Meantime, Clocken has just been farming solidly, I imagine. Yeah, that's a Scotty completed. He's tanky. He's going to become a handful now for them to deal with in fights. They do have Disarm, or should I say attack slow, from the Pangolier, which is going to be helpful for them. Used to be Disarm, but I still think they're going to run into some trouble trying to kill that guy in these fights if they don't get on top of them with the roll with the Slardar minus armor. One of the things about minus armor is that it also sort of becomes more effective. How should I say this? Turning down someone's... Oh, never mind. He gets jumped by the Axe. I don't have to explain shit. They're jumping him. The Culling Blade comes out too early. They kill him off. Thank God he's dead. I was going to very poorly bungle that explanation. Time to look at something else. Double damage rune now on Pango. And it looks like the Dire are going to want more. They smoke up onto 4. They're going to be hunting Axe with that teardrop. Not the teardrop. Anyways, the fear comes out. He rolls away, manages to successfully get ulted by the Oracle, but with the leash coming out, he's not able to run. That man is going to pop for sure, and he does pop. He pops like a balloon. So looking at how these teams are going to scale, especially the nice thing about the Scotty is it's going to cut down all the healing that Oracle is able to put out. Definitely going to make that hero at least a little bit less effective. Zet is, you know, has that disperser, going to make him difficult to lock down. There might be, you know, a couple other items I would have liked to see in combination with this at this point, or given that it's, you know, 27 minutes into the game. One major item is a core. Probably not what you want, but she hasn't had the ideal game on the Windrunner. Spectre has that Manta style completed. Going to use it to push. I'm not sure what the next item for them is. Potentially a Nullifier would be nice if you really want to go for that single target damage. It would be helpful in terms of purging the Windrun. Would also be helpful in terms of purging you know, some of the other items that might be coming out here, like the Solar Crest. Oracle gets caught. Gotta burst him down. Gets the Culling Blade, helping give him that bursted move speed, and the pressure continues top from the Dire. They have a creep wave coming in. They are going to do their best to just get the damage out, and Slardar, ooh, making a sneaky pick. Billy Smoocher getting out there. That shield, crash shield, stopping what's her name, Windrunner, from just completely ruining him. He is now trying to run at them, and Windrunner just pulling away, getting him back, but the leash comes out. Nothing to leash to. He's going to be able to run. He gets the kill onto the Grimstroke and just blinks away. He is running for dear life. This wall, the birds are chasing, though. They have found him. He kills them both. Windrunner chasing him down. He now has gotten Oh, gets shackle shotted, but Spectre just jumps in, very bold. Slardar goes in, gets a huge 3-man stun, taking them out of this fight. And even though they're trying to make a difference, it might be too late. They have just too much damage. They go on to the Spectre. Spectre dies. Oracle cannot do anything to keep him alive, even though he probably should have. Now instead he puts the spells onto the Pangolier. Pangolier probably has been the better player this game, but still a little small mistake there, and they do kill 4 of them. The kill secured coming out from the Dark Willow. It wasn't a kill secured. Don't let them tell you you stole those kills. You did good, Dark Willow. You deserved that. You earned that shit. That will also help Dark Willow get closer to her Egg Scepter so she can carry this game, because Lord knows she can't trust her cores too. I've been there. Look at this guy. Never mind, he's proving me wrong. He gets the silence out, he just kills the Grimstroke. Grimstroke cannot do anything to live. Probably could have used the Eul Scepter at some point there, but pushing buttons is tough. I shouldn't flame. I'm sorry. The Dire went from being in a very strong and very commanding position this game to now, again, being being down a couple of heroes and losing map control. Yeah, I mean, personally, I'm not sure. There are two games in a row where Blue Ball and Based were in a good position in the game, and then things kind of got away from them. Now they have a 5k gold lead, and they have a win probability of 77%. So certainly things trending the way of the Radiant now, and they know this, and they smoke up to try and get something back. They got a BKB on Terrorblade. It's nice, it's new, it should work. Windrunner still lacking those items, and they have a Veil on Axe. I'm not sure how that's supposed to work. They have found Kingfisher though. The taunt goes off before. They're on him regardless, and in comes the ult from everyone, but it looks like they're going to be canceling it. Kingfisher gets off the BKB. He tries to TP. They Culling Blade him into the ground. And now they are open to try and go for Roshan. Hopefully. It's not respawning. It's 12 seconds. Just hang around for 12 seconds. It's going to be okay. I feel bad. Oh, Terrorblade. Terrorblade. He's got a tingling. He's got a tingling in his tum-tums. There we go. Diego back. They're taking Roche. Radiant team is in the area, but I don't know if you really want to fight this with your Slardar missing. Not unless the Radiant really bungle this and just feed you a support right off the bat. Oh, they have an inkling, but it is not enough. They actually go in onto the Visage. Visage is getting stone formed, does it himself, gives himself that invulnerability. The silence will come out onto the Pangolier, but they don't throw it back on him, probably because he's magic immune. He gets away. They get off a successful taunt onto the 2 supports, and they just disappear. Billy Smoocher now trying to get away, but his mana is getting burnt. Swashbuckle on cooldown for a second. He dies. One by one they chant as they go in on the back line. They kill off Grim, but will he make it out? He does. The Sunder does not mini stun. In fact, I don't think it ever did. BKB up on Slardar. Again, a nice shiny one. Gonna make him big and golden. A strong lad. Ready to stand up and fight for his fishy friends. Unfortunately, none of his fishy friends are in this game. No Slark. No Naga. No Tide. Oh, Vlad's. That's actually quite a good item, especially when you have Terrorblade. He benefits a lot from that lifesteal. They have 3 minutes of Aegis. They pop what should be the ult, but is the Metamorphosis on Terrorblade and walk up to the high ground. He should probably move that illusion up to the high ground as well, so it doesn't miss. But, you know, he's doing his best. Wind Ranger ulting the tower. Oh, they blink in, they get the taunt, they're going onto the Slardar. Slardar is just trying to fight through it. He pops that BKB, in jumps Kingfisher, going in onto them, out comes the roll. They kill off the Windrunner right off the bat. They also kill off the Axe, they kill off the Grimstroke, and Slardar is just running a train on the enemy team. He has had a huge effect in that fight. And Zet pauses. Now it's their turn to blame Ping. I don't want to wait for this. I don't think that's saving him. Yeah, he's probably dying in any event. Alright, this man is dead. I would not take 100 to 1 odds that this guy lives. Terrorblade. That's not a great usage of the BKB. I mean, maybe there's something there, but who knows. But that is an excellent fight from the Radiant. And especially the Slardar jumping in on that fight, getting in on the back line. You know, at first it looked like he got jumped, he got taunted, but I think he just played it right. Especially that big, shiny 9-second BKB coming out, showing its value. So they lose their tier 3, but the Dire lose 3 of their lives. Let's see what they can do with the Axe dead for 35. They'll just have buyback, they don't know that, but it would be nice for them to pressure up. Spectre isn't a great hero for hitting towers. Really none of the heroes on the Dire or on the Radiant are. You know, you can set down the puddle and that sort of thing, and it does help. Does help you stand up there and siege, but you don't actually do a whole lot of damage to towers. If Corrosive Haze could affect towers, though, that would be a buff and a half.
Radiant takes another strong, certain step towards glory. Foes threaten Dire's bottom tower.
He has the Ags now, so the full Haunt is available. Certainly a good item for his team. He also has a BKB. Really, this is a, I think, excellent itemization from Spectre this game. Maybe a little bit unusual in the sense that he doesn't do the most damage, but he certainly brings the chaos in the fights. And that Cloak of Flames is no joke when you're a squishy support. Ooh, they blink, taunt onto an illusion. That's not good enough, and Axe is able to TP out. They then jump onto another illusion, and they are just left with the Spectre slipping through their hands. Axe is looking to finish that Shiva's Guard. Going to be helpful, again, more regen reduction. Let me check to make sure I'm not an idiot.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Yeah, nah, reduces all heals. Life steal and regen. Okay, yeah. Oh, fuck that. No, we want to stay in the game. So, in any event, will be a good item to just, again, take down the effectiveness of that Oracle a little bit more. And we do have a fight that seems to be popping off. Slardar gets revealed. He pops their smoke. He goes right on to the Windrunner. Almost kills them. Haunt comes out. That's creating the chaos. Kingfisher, he goes in. He's trying to just chase down. Interesting. He runs away. Does the mini Haunt again to get the damage. And then it just seems to just disengage. They do kill off the Windrunner in that fight. And now Terrorblade left alone. The buyback onto the Visage. But it's not enough. And he is stunned. He's going to just die. That fear stalling things out even for longer. They get caught, they get bursted down. That's a dieback on the Visage. I think you know, definitely taunt the Visage for what he said at the beginning of the game. Step 1, you give me Visage. Step 2, don't do that. You know, that's
Threaten Dire's top tower.
it's kind of a sad game to lose. If you're gonna talk shit, you gotta win. That's what my dad told me. And then he punched me in the face because I lost. I'm kidding. Mostly.
Dire's top tower has been crushed. Fools, Dire's top barracks is being destroyed.
So I think down 21k gold. The Dire probably have 1 or 2 more fights in them, but this is going to be a pretty routine cleanup here. I think they're going to be down 2 racks by the time they get everybody organized and ready to go. Meta is on cooldown for 30 seconds. I would like them to probably wait for that. Oh, but they do get a shackle shot onto the Slardar. He is getting pulled in, but he, as has been shown a couple times in this game, is not the target to go on. The leash coming out onto the back line, onto the Spectre, and tagging him to the Pango, but they don't care. Pango is more than happy to be holding hands with his buddy. The BKB is being used, that's helpful, and Zet, the taunt misses, so they don't manage to get the Pango, but Pango jumps away. Spectre pushes in to take his place, being that meat shield. Out comes a huge fear, a big 3-man stun, and they kill the Axe. Zet trying to do damage, but no, everybody is just falling down. And I think that is going to be the game. They haven't called GG yet, but I suspect it'll come out very soon, especially if Zet dies here. Oh, but maybe he gets a... No, Oracle keeps him alive. And yeah, they jump in, they burst him down. GG's should be called momentarily. But I mean, they're holding pretty steady. Right? I mean, they're not giving up. They're not giving up. They're getting a Rax bottom, kind of. Pango buys back. Okay, he's decided no Rax for you. And this game looks just about over. In terms of MVP play in the series, you know, we got the Oracle. He played the same hero both games. I think did quite well, besides one mistake where he didn't keep the Spectre alive around that Roche fight at the top here. But I think overall, I gotta say, the play from the Pangolier this game was stellar. Took a lead, helped to convert it for his team. And certainly last game, I thought he did an excellent job. So, overall MVP, I would have to say that it would be him. He did a good job on the Brewmaster last game. Did a good job this game. But as soon as this game ends, I'd just like to thank everybody for watching this cast. I'd like to thank, again, Kingfisher for sending this to me. I do appreciate getting the opportunity to cast some games. Any feedback is appreciated. All right. Thank you very much, and yeah, have a good evening. Go hug your dog.